For 5 years straight. An envelope slipped through my in-laws' mail slot without me giving it much thought. $200 every single month, right on schedule. I counted the bills, smoothed them flat, and mailed it off with steady hands that never shook, even though inside I always felt hollow. That money was meant to cover a debt my husband had sworn he would take care of. It had been his solution, his way of keeping everyone calm after he died. It turned into my routine. I told myself it was about honor, about doing the right thing. Though some days it felt more like a quiet burden I couldn't set down. I never asked for proof of where the money went, and my in-laws never offered it. Their smiles were courteous in practice, just a bit too sharp at the edges. I ignored the feeling that stirred in my chest. What harm was there in helping family? Then one morning, Mrs. Callahan leaned over the fence between our yards. She smelled faintly of rosemary soap, and when she spoke, her voice was low and unsure. "You know, you might want to stop sending that money," she said. "Just check the camera." I froze. The words hit me hard. Check the camera. What camera? She didn't explain. She only looked at me with the kind of quiet certainty that comes from a neighbor who notices everything. I nodded, unable to speak, and went back inside. The envelope sat unopened for hours while my tea went cold and my fingers clenched a note my husband had written 5 years earlier. I tried to brush it off. Maybe she was wrong. Maybe it meant nothing. But later that day, as I walked past my in-laws' house, I saw their car parked exactly where it always was when I mailed the envelope, and the curtains shifted just slightly, as if they were watching for me. The next day, I asked Mrs. Callahan to show me the footage. Her old laptop whirred and flickered before the video appeared. I watched without moving. Month after month, there I was, slipping the envelope through the slot. My in-laws took it every time, but not to pay any debt. Instead, they laid the cash out neatly on the dining table, counting it together, murmuring to each other, even laughing. It was a ritual repeated every month. Not once did they use the money the way they claimed. I turned away, my stomach twisting with nausea. I wanted to scream, to demand answers, to shatter the calm of their kitchen with my own voice. But I couldn't. I just sat there, breathing slowly, letting the truth settle in. There was no doubt, no room for misunderstanding, and yet it wasn't really about the money. It was the betrayal, the ease with which they took it, the small, deliberate lies. The way they kept the act going year after year. Grief had already emptied me out, and that emptiness had been filled with a false sense of duty and respect. I didn't confront them, not right away. I couldn't. That camera, that undeniable proof, gave me something solid and quiet. It didn't need to be loud to have weight. It was mine. I didn't have to raise my voice for them to know they'd crossed a line. Over the next few weeks, I made changes. The envelope stopped. I set up new accounts and redirected the money. I didn't brag or lash out. I simply pulled back, and for the first time in years, my routine shifted. My life began to change in small, careful steps. Sometimes I thought about my husband and wondered if he had known, if he had suspected and chosen peace over truth. That thought was something else to grieve. My in-laws noticed when the money stopped. They asked once, casually, and I smiled, calm and polite. I offered no explanation. Silence said enough. I didn't need an argument. The camera had already told the story. And in the quiet of my home, I carried their deception as a clear, undeniable truth. There was no celebration, no feeling of revenge or triumph, just calm. A slow reclaiming of control over my own life and what I gave away. Some nights, when the house is still and the envelopes are gone, I feel dignity returning, sharp, clean, and steady. Not loud or proud, just present. I don't trust easily anymore. But I've learned that some power comes simply from seeing the truth. The in-laws never knew I watched. They never noticed the shift. But it was there all the same. I still give money now, but only to causes I truly believe in. The habit remains, but the emptiness is gone. And in its place, there is something that feels a lot like peace.